Hi everyone, it's Lovely here with another video. It's been a while and this is not my usual type of content, but it's my new obsession and I'm really excited about it, so figured I might as well share. So during my time as a new mum, I have had plenty of time to watch YouTube, and I went down the rabbit hole of bullet journaling in a massive way. I also have started reading again, which is super exciting. I'm really loving it. I got a Kindle, which is just, yeah, it's the best thing ever. So it just made sense that I would go down the bullet journal to reading journal pipeline rabbit hole thing. And well, here I am with my own reading journal, all set up and ready for 2025. I was so incredibly inspired by the other creators here on YouTube that I just had to give it a go. Namely Jess from Dashi Curran and the journal she showed that belonged to Monica. They really were the ones that just made me go, yep, I can do this, I want to do this, let's go. So yeah, anyway, without further ado, I'm gonna flip through. This is a cute ghost 8x8 square from Archer and Olive. I was very lucky to get it. For a minute there I wasn't sure if it was gonna make it, but it's here and that's all that matters. I love a spooky aesthetic, so I very much leaned into that for the setup of this journal. So yeah, let's kick it off. Can we just admire the beauty of this inner cover? Just everything about this journal was perfect for me, so I knew that it was the one. The iridescent ghosts on the cover as well as the inside, the fact that it's vegan leather, it's gorgeous. I've put in the inside cover here a bunch of things. I bought a fair amount of washi and stickers for this project. The fact that I finally have somewhere to put stickers is just beyond exciting for me, so I may have gone a touch overboard. I also printed a bunch of stickers on sticker paper. This picture here is actually a piece of art that was a gift from an amazing streamer and artist that goes by Strud or Strudboy on Twitch. I will link them below. They drew this. It's my VTuber avatar, which is actually just an animated version of myself that I created a couple of years ago alongside my long Furby. You might remember that I made him on this channel a while back now, and yeah, they did this for me as part of Art Fight this year, which was really cool. I also have washi from Archer and Olive. You'll see that feature quite a lot. I contemplated gluing these pages together. I know people tend to do that or make a pocket, but ultimately I wanted a title page and it felt wrong to kind of glue pages together to only do that on the next page and then have a weird blank one here. So I thought, well, feck it, I'm just gonna make this my title page. I have a really old copy of Blood of Elves, which is one of the Witcher series books. I've not actually read it properly. I have a couple of copies of it. I got a second copy from a secondhand bookstore. It was very worse for wear, so I like to think I've given it a second life. And we have a gorgeous Marigold Suli sticker here. I probably pronounced that wrong, but if you watch any reading journal content, I'm sure you are familiar with them and they're beautiful stickers. So yeah, moving on. I wanted to have a year in pixels for whether or not I read on a given day. I'm not going to do anything too complicated with this. Either color it in for red or finished. So lighter purple or a darker purple. You might not be able to see, but I have written in pencil just the code for the Tombow that I used. And I've never really listened to an audiobook, but it is one of my goals for next year to give them a go. So if I listen to an audiobook on a given day, I'm going to just round the inner corners of the box, if that makes sense. But yeah, my goals are to read every day, to use this journal. I want to see if I can finish 25 books. I only really got back into reading in September? Yeah, September this year. I joined a Busy Mum book club here in my local area, which is pretty cool. And yeah, it really got me back into it. Given that I started in September, I managed to read 11 books this year, so I feel like 25 in a year is quite achievable. I am going to be going back to work, so that might make it difficult, but if I squeeze in some audiobooks too, it should be okay. But yeah, I really want to try and keep it up. I feel like I can do this. I want to do my best to keep up with book club reads. Between the Busy Mums book club and another one that I actually started myself, if I do each of those books each month, that's 24, so yeah, we should be on to it if we keep up with that. I've got to try audiobooks, and to not be too hard on myself if I just can't some days. I'm not going to beat myself up if I don't read on a day. I just want to have fun. So yep, and I signed it, smiley face. This is a stack of 25 books matching with my finished 25 books goal. So the thought is that I will colour one as I go, or each, yeah, I'll colour them as I go and hopefully have a stack of 25. If I go over it, fine by me. We'll just see how we go. For my rating system, I'm going to give Corpile a go. Keen to see how it works for me. I've been rating books with just like a vibe, and I feel like I give everything the same rating and I can't quite justify it, and I'm very easily swayed by other people telling me their ratings and their thoughts and feelings. I feel like I don't stand behind the ratings I'm giving things very strongly, so hopefully this will help me out. I've got a little cheat sheet for like the decimal point rating thing to stars. I know that only goes to whole stars and I've got half stars here. We'll see how it goes. It should be good. I did try and use some paper here. It had spiderwebs on it and it was all very cool. This is one of the few times I use papers because I don't know if you can see, but like I think the glue kind of messed it up, or the glue tape, and it kind of stuck to it and it started like, I just don't really like how it's looked, and I don't think it's gonna really hold well the test of time. So yeah, anyway, I do really like how I've got this little speech bubble though, and these ghosts from the Archer and Olive set that kind of like match with the journal and like the washi as well. They're transparent, which I think is so cool. Moving on, this is my pride and joy. When I decided this was something I wanted to do, and I found this journal and I was waiting very impatiently for it to arrive, I was planning, kind of. But I was thinking of ideas, I was watching all the videos I could get my hands on, and the idea came to me. I was like, okay, I see lots of people do book shelfies with a window, but what if the window was an actual window? Okay, so like, I went overboard. I thought, well, I could have a shelf on one side, a window with like actual window action in the middle, and then another shelf, and I could have the skeleton sticker where it's visible through the window. And yeah, I honestly have spent so much time just flicking back and forth here, tooting my own horn, I know, but like I just love this spread so much and I'm really excited to fill it out as the year goes on. So this side is my physical TBR. I don't really own that many books in the grand scheme of things. A few of them I have had since I was young, a few of them I have had for like a few years, and then like I've not gotten that many in recent times. But like if I've had it since before 2025, it's coded blue. If it's green, it is my husband Sam's, and I would quite like to read it because it's one of his childhood books. And any new purchases I'm going to code as purple. And once I colour them in completely, then I have read the book. I've got spaces here for 10 new books, and obviously there are other empty spaces too. I want to see if I can buy 10 books this year. Might seem weird to have a goal to buy books, but I want to do that. So yeah, a few little Easter eggs in here. If you recognize them, then brownie points to you. But yeah. And then on the other side here, this is just for books that I have read to keep track. I've not got any key on this side. I'm not quite sure how to go about it. I have seen someone though put a key on the books themselves, so I might draw some additional books here and do that. Maybe a key for star rating, genre. I'm not sure. As I said, I've not like been reading the most until recently. I mean, I read a lot as a kid, but like yeah, I don't know what will be best served for this. And I mean, maybe I'll just colour them in and use it to track the books. And I mean, I've been reading a lot of digital books. Well, like all of the books I've read this year have been on my Kindle, so maybe I will put them on here for sake of having representation on a shelf, if that makes sense. These two, by the way, are my cats, or my husband and my cats. We have Ginkgo and Bug. They are Devon Rex cats. They are mega mischief makers and I love them so much. If you're wondering how I did this, by the way, I coloured this with watercolour pencils and then just brushed over with water to make it look a bit more coherent with like the washi and the Tombow pens. So this is with Tombows. And of course I've got stickers dotted around too. Margot Sully, I definitely said that wrong. I'm gonna stop saying that I say it wrong and we're just gonna accept it. Okay, cool. Anyway, as much as I wanna stay on this page, let's move on. I have a 25 in 2025. This is a real mixture, okay? So there are books here that I own physically that I've not read. There are books here that are sequels from book club books that I've read this year in 2024. There are books here that I've just heard a lot of hype around, namely some of these. I actually have this one. There are some that are recommendations from friends, ones I've just seen in my like mini YouTube video perusals. Yeah, essentially, if I'm ever stuck and don't know what to read, I'm gonna look here and be like, maybe one of these. I'm not gonna hold myself to reading all of them because obviously there's 25 and my goal for the whole year is 25 and I'm gonna read other things that aren't on this list. It's just an excuse to have a pretty spread with book covers and I've arranged them in rainbow order, kind of. So that's pretty nice, I think. This here is my series tracker. Yes, I know there are more lines than books I plan on reading next year, but we can dream big, okay? So I've put in some of the books that I've read, well, literally series of books that I've read in 2024, all from book clubs with them coloured, and I actually did colour that one in because I finished Iron Widow the other day. And we've got Legends and Lattes. This one is a prequel, that's what the dot means. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's how I've done it, so. Yep, moving on, we actually have our book club spreads. So I've mentioned the Busy Mums book club, but this one here, the Wyggly Wyrms, is actually my own book club. You're welcome to join, by the way. I set it up on our community Discord. It's really fun. There's quite a few of us who have been reading the books so far. We've only been going 2 months. I did say to them, I was like, okay, team, do we want to start in 2025 or do we want to just start now? And they wanted to start now, so I mean, I wasn't going to complain. So our first book was Legends and Lattes, such a good one to start on. And our second book, which was just this month, was Iron Widow. We've got one scheduled for January. It's All Systems Red, just a short novella because January's busy, should be good. And if you want more, it is a series. So yeah, lots of fantasy lovers in this group. We can expect a lot of that, which I am not mad about at all. But yeah, we're definitely keen to branch out as well. And I drew this little worm creature, dragon worm. It's a worm, you get what I mean. His name's Wyrmy, if I'm remembering that right. When I read a book club book and I review it in a latest spread, I've got these little stickers, so like I can put it on that review so that I know that that book is from the book club, and I have them for this one as well. So yeah, that should be pretty good. Make things nice and easy and just an excuse to use more of that art. I did initially put the months down below, didn't like it, so used sticker paper to cover it. We will be putting the book covers here, so it'll be covered eventually, but I mean, I have to look at it for a year, so I didn't want to see all of these months in a way I didn't like, so we covered that up. Next page, we have anticipated releases. I've put a couple on already, definitely haven't filled it out to completion yet. There are quite a few that I am hearing about that I do want to put on, and yeah, it's pretty straightforward. If there's a book that's coming out that I'm keen on, I'll write it in the corresponding month, highlight the date, and then put a little dot with the number of that date it comes out next to it. And then yeah, here, if I really want any of these books in a physical format, I will put them in my wish list. Possible that I'll put things in here that aren't anticipated releases. I might just want them, but yeah, it was just a way to kind of save on pages, I suppose. Next up, I really hummed and hawed for a long time about even doing a book bracket, okay? I know that they are not exactly the best as far as figuring out anything but your number one book, and I get it, but they look cool and I wanted to give it a go, and I feel like I'm gonna be able to do it in a way that kind of cheats the system slightly. I don't know if it'll work, but we'll give it a try. You'll notice first of all we've only got 4 here. I'm going to set up things quarterly. I don't think I read enough in a month to warrant doing monthly title pages, setups, whatever, stats. So we're gonna do it every quarter. So from each quarter, my top book will go in a spot, and then we know how brackets work. If we get to the second quarter and the top book actually is not as good as a second contender in the first quarter, what I'll actually do is use that book in the bracket, if that makes sense. That's my plan anyway. So like things could be beat out if there actually was something better in the previous quarter. So ultimately I'm going to get my top 4 and then do that. Maybe. I don't know. Is that even... we'll see if it works. On this side I've kind of got a book award situation, so best characters, most memorable setting. These are both from Core Pile really. I should be able to just see the highest scores and then go from there. The longest book will go here, and then funniest and saddest, because these things I find quite important. This is a DNF graveyard and I don't know if I'm going to use it. I'm very stubborn and I don't think I've really DNF'd a book like purposely or actively in my life. There was one this year I really should have DNF'd and I didn't. I get a bit of FOMO. I'm like, well, what if it gets better? What if something happens and then I'll never know? Yeah. Life's too short to read books I'm not enjoying. I'm gonna try and use this if there is something that I really, really don't vibe with, because it's just not worth it. So yeah. On to the next one. So words are hard. I have really enjoyed the Kindle being able to define words on the spot. Long press on a word, it tells me the meaning of it. Did I know what a livery was when I was reading Legends and Lattes? No, I did not. Did the Kindle help me? No, it kind of actually, it betrayed me. It didn't tell me what it meant, but something to do with horses. Now I know. I will be able to put words that I learn in here, kind of like a mini dictionary, vocabulary builder. And yeah, it'll be really cool. Very handily, the Kindle actually compiles the list of words that I look up, so this shouldn't be too onerous to do. So yeah. This page was very much inspired by Mandamaid. I put their handle down here. In my YouTube perusals, I came across one of their videos and they had a first line spread. I think that's what they called it, but they also headed it with Once Upon a Time. Essentially, for each book they read, they will write the first line of that book from the first chapter. And I thought that was a really cool idea, so I have it in my journal. I really only planned to put pages up until here, and then the rest, well, with a couple of others that I was going to do after this. But anyway, these just happened because I was having so much fun setting up and I was being inspired, and I thought actually I would like this to see if I will use it. Who knows if I'll actually use all of these pages, but it's fine. For a border that I thought would be relatively straightforward and not take too long, this took forever. Don't ask me how long anything took, by the way. Like this was over the span of multiple days. It was ridiculous, but like we got there and I love it and I'm not mad about it. Like this has been my wind down time. I've been having so much fun, in case it wasn't obvious. But yeah, so I just used scraps of everything and layered and whatever, and yeah, it took a long time. Let's just leave it at that. On to reading challenges. So I saw Jess's video and Goober's literally a ghost, okay? This is a ghost journal. My theming is all ghosts, so rude not to. Also, I was able to really imagine how this would work for me without it being too onerous. So if you've not seen Jess's video about a year of Goober reading challenge, definitely go check that out. I'm not going to explain it all here too much. I'll link her video below. But essentially, there are 2 flowers and 2 prompts for each month of the year, and for whichever one you read, you get a flower, and then by the end of the year, you have a bouquet. So I know that in January, for me, I'm going to read something new to me in some way. It'll be a new author, quite likely. So I've already sketched in a snowdrop here, and I will stick the cover of the book here, or the covers of the books here, once I've read them, and then just, yeah, add in flowers as I go. I love the idea of building a bouquet across the year. I just think that's so cool. And I had to give little ghostly Goober a flower card because it's very cute. This is a very floral spread, lots of washi and all sorts of things, courtesy of Daiso, but yeah. Anyway, next reading challenge that I very much just had to add after watching the video. So this is the Buzzword Readathon by Books and Lala. I will link their video as well. They've made it though, so it's not just a buzzword challenge, it's also kind of like a cover challenge. And so with each one having 12 across the year, like 1 a month, so that's 24, right, with both of them, I figured, well, why not turn it into a bingo board? So yeah, I put them into an RNG shuffler thingamajig and put them on. So if there's a picture, it's for the cover challenge. If it's just a word, it's for the buzzword thing. So yeah, if I read something that matches to it, I will stick the cover in the corresponding square on this side. Hopefully I'll get a line. I'm not going to beat myself up about it. If I get a line, cool. If I don't, that's fine. I'm not going to read like unique books for these challenges, by the way. Hopefully my new to me author will also link to one of these prompts. I'm sure it will. Also, you might see these little bees, and obviously we've got Goober over here. So I've not cut them out yet, but on my sticker paper, little versions of these. So same as for the book club icons, I'm going to like stick these next to reviews that they're attributed to. So if I do a review and it is a book club book, I will have my book club sticker, but if it also matches a Goober prompt, I will put that on. Maybe it'll also have a bee for the Buzzwordathon, or an Aurelium Castle picture thing for the Magical Readathon. Speaking of, let's have a look at the Magical Readathon spread because I'm so proud of it. It's the most recent one and last one I have done. I'm not even going to attempt to explain this. It's from G on Book Roast and or G of Book Roast, and it's so cool, so detailed, so just fun and involved. I am impressed. If you enjoy D&D or any kind of like RPG situation, fantasy, whatever, this is for you. It's so much fun. So you create a character and they are going on adventures or something. I'm gonna be exploring it as we go. I know enough to create this, but like the rest I'm gonna be learning as the year goes on. So I didn't want to, I couldn't really do the most as of yet. But yeah, I've created a character. I drew them digitally and then printed them on sticker paper to pop in here. You might notice that the book they're holding has a certain ghost on it, so it's this book. That's pretty cool. The character is a Iltarian. We've got all their info background. I tried to like make it look like script. I mean, it's just my normal messy scroll, so yep. I feel like it fits though. Their name is Mars Corbin because that sounded cool to me. And yeah, I wanted to do something different. I was really struggling with like how to like visualize this because I didn't want to just stick in whole pages, especially since I don't fully understand it and I don't want to like half-ass reading it and stick something in I've not fully comprehended yet, and I don't have the time to comprehend it yet. I want to do it as it comes out once the new stuff for 2025 is released. So yeah, this is what I settled on. I did attribute books I've read in 2024 to prompts that determined information about my character. That's like the novice path and all that kind of stuff. Once again, sorry, I'm not going to explain it. I would do a terrible job, but G has so many awesome videos explaining it, and other people do too. So yeah, I know enough to know that there is like, well, there are multiple things throughout the year for this challenge or this readathon. So I've created some waterfall tabs, which I think are just gorgeous. I'm so happy with how they turned out, but hopefully I will be able to fit everything for Magical Readathon within these. So I know that there's like a year in L there, so I'll put that here. I've made this smaller segment big enough to fit in like a whole print page thing, because I know there's like a path, choose your path map thing that's like, well, that's been the case for the past year or so. So I imagine we'll have the same, or something that'll be printed on a page, so I can do that and then put my books and stuff here. I know there's 2 semesters, so I've got like 1 and 2. I know there's Lightfall around Christmas, so I've got another one, and then I've got a spare one in case I miscalculate or just, you know, need another page. And if I don't need it, I can fill it with more fun decorations, because if you know anything about this readathon, you know that there are so many awesome graphics and artwork things that you can use. So yeah. With that though, that is everything I have set up. I did a count and there are 37 pages worth of setup things in here. I mean, 10 of them are empty waterfall tabs, but anyway, it's still a lot, and I didn't think I would do anywhere near that many, but it is what it is. I hope you enjoyed seeing my setup and hearing me ramble on about it for a while. I definitely enjoyed showing it off. If you would like to see more reading journal content from me, then please let me know. And if you have any questions about anything I've done, let me know in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer. But yeah, I'm thinking I will show off some like things each quarter, maybe a summary of my reviews. I don't know, we'll see how we go. I don't want to like put myself under too much pressure. I'm doing this for fun, and it has been so much fun so far, so yeah, we'll just hope that continues. Anyway, that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching. It has been lovely, and I'll catch you in another video sometime soon.